Looking to learn life lessons without going through the experience? You've come to the right place. Welcome to Hidden Struggles with your host, Lady C.
Hi, this is Lady C. In the upcoming episode, I'm going to share my experience with you on how I saved $2,500 planning, coordinating, and streaming my mother's memorial service online. Good morning, everyone. We want to thank you all for being here to celebrate the life of my mom. Now, keep in mind, we've all been dealing with COVID, so it was a perfect opportunity for me to plan this event. It also made it easier and more convenient for people who could not travel. It took me about a week to plan the event. I had to immediately begin to get a checklist of things that I was going to need to do. All right, fam, we need to find out where we're going to stream this memorial service from, the family room or the basement. Are we going to pre-record statements? Start the recorder.
Okay.
And I'm going to put you on solo. Oh, and who's going to do the video tribute?
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, look at her. Oh, look, me and Mama, we at Costco,
Yes,
and we are on one of these little swings, and we're swinging. We're having a ball.
And we acting crazy.
And we're acting crazy. We're going to need a webcam stand. What kind of webcam are we going to use? Are we going to be able to use the microphone? And you know what? We need to find out what kind of streaming service we're going to use, and how are we going to notify everybody about the event? Oh, and guess what? We're getting some plants and flowers that's starting to get delivered to the house as well. So we need to figure out how we're going to arrange all this stuff. Oh, we have so much to plan. Let's get hopping on this project. And one of the things I did not want to do is have a live event streaming online and then having people come into the stream to say a few words about my mom. So I found it necessary to pre-record that segment. And I was so thankful that when I reached out to my family, they were such willing participants. And when I sent them a Zoom request so that I could produce their part on the program, everybody showed up because I only had a week to get this done. So now we're recording. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you on solo.
If you were a friend of hers, you've had her bee sting cake, you've had her key lime pie.
Oh, that was just awesome. I love that. I love it. And the only thing that was missing was the New York Lindsay cheesecake.
Girl.
One of my nieces read a poem. So I had the words to the poem on the screen during the time she was reading it. My husband's aunt and uncle, they're both ministers in their church. So they delivered the services live. They came to our home because we actually streamed it from our home.
Praise the Lord. Good morning, everyone. As we celebrate the life of Rosemary, we'll read a couple scriptures before we get started.
Praise the Lord. Father, I stand here as your servant. You said in your word, we don't know how to pray as we ought to.
And my husband, he delivered the eulogy, and he did the eulogy live.
But I just want to share some things about Rose. The way she impacted people was very unique. And one of the things, as mentioned before, she loved to dance.
So it really made for a nice production where we were able to coordinate the various segments that went along with my mother's memorial service. So as I began to put the items together on the program, I was able to check off my list, put everything in order on how I was going to present everything online, because I actually served as the engineer on this project. I also typeset the obituary. So thank goodness for Canva. I was able to go into the software and find a template where I could typeset my mom's obituary. So because I was streaming my mom's memorial service online, I still went ahead and had obituaries printed up, and I mailed those out to the family and friends. And thankfully, the funeral home had a local printer that they used. And because they referred me to that printer, they gave me like a 20% discount on the obituary. I used StreamYard to broadcast on YouTube. We also had to take time to test our equipment. Now, even though I had been streaming before, I teach people how to stream online because I'm an instructor in IT and I know how all that works. But when you're actually putting something together as important and sensitive as this is, you want everything to go off without a hitch. Are you ready to end the test?
All right. Thanks everybody for your help. Appreciate that.
All right.
All right then. Go ahead and kill it.
Later. All right. I'm going to end the broadcast.
Go ahead.
And a lot of people, they were kind of like shocked that we had actually streamed this memorial service from our house. And I was just really just excited at the opportunity to be able to do this for my mother. And I fixed dinner just like having a regular repast at a funeral service. And for everyone that attended the services at my home, then we were able to share a meal together. And all of my other family members, like my immediate family, they were together in certain areas of the country as well. And what we started doing is FaceTiming each other. My niece was calling in, my sister was calling and talking about how they had gathered with their friends and some family in their area. And I tell you, it was so nice to be able to look back on that. But I just wanted to share my experience with you on what that was like. And I think it would be a really, really good opportunity for other people to do the same thing. I think that because funeral homes are already streaming services online during the actual ceremony at the funeral home or your church of choice, this is something that people were already in tune to. They're already doing this. But the way we had ours delivered, everything was up close and personal. When I broadcast the individuals, you could actually see them up close because it wasn't like they were streaming from a distance. And that's what really made this so special, is that it was almost like a little miniature production. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my experience, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. This has been Lady C. Thank you for being in my audience.
Thanks so much for listening to Hidden Struggles with your host, Lady C. This program was sponsored by Critical Thinkers, online at hiddenstruggle.com. Feel free to send an email to info@hiddenstruggle.com, and we'll catch you next time on Hidden Struggles. The views and opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Critical Thinkers.